Hello, dear professors and researchers from different fields of biological and health sciences. Thank you for interest in this present work. My name is Nour Benkaddour and I am a PhD student from the University of Mohammed First and specifically from the Laboratory of Epidemiology, Clinical Research and Public Health. The present presentation titled Young Adults and COVID-19 Vaccination, Mohammed First University Students as a Sample is a part of my thesis work. This study is carried out by myself, Professor Bouchra, Oneib, Professor Naima, Abda, and Professor Yassamine, my thesis supervisor. For the study's plan, I'll start with an introduction, method, results, discussion, and conclusion. The spread of SARS-CoV-2, the causative agent of COVID-19, has resulted in an unprecedented global public health and economic crisis. The outbreak was declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization on the 11th of March 2020. And development of COVID-19 vaccines has been a major undertaking in fighting the disease. As of December 2020, many candidate vaccines have been shown to be safe and effective at generating an immune response. Thus, for these COVID-19 vaccines to be successful, they need to be not only be proven safe and efficacious, but also widely accepted. Because large-scale vaccine rejection threatens her immunity goals. What do we know about COVID-19 vaccination in Morocco? Indeed, since the start of COVID-19 vaccination campaigns, Morocco has been banning on the vaccination of young adults to achieve generalized immunity. As the Moroccan age pyramid shows, a young population. Moreover, those young adults have difficulty in permanently respecting the barrier measures, and thus they are considered as a major source of transmission of the virus, especially to their elderly family members. An advanced understanding of the vision of vaccination for young adults and the potential factors influencing the vaccine attention will contribute to the development and implementation of effective strategies to promote the uptake of COVID-19 vaccine among this group. And thus, the objective of the study is to investigate the perception of vaccination against SARS-CoV-2 infection to determine the prevalence of vaccine side effects and the frequency of anxiety disorders regarding vaccination among university students in Eastern Morocco. To that end, we carried out a descriptive analytic cross-sectional study among Mohammed First University students. All university students enrolled at various university institutions were included. The sampling procedure is non-probability, and the study opted for the snowball method. We established an anonymous questionnaire with 90 items in French language via a face-to-face survey. All data are enabled to identify the participants. The study questionnaire included demographic characteristics, data specific to SARS-CoV-2 vaccination, perception of vaccination against SARS-CoV-2 infection, COVID-19 disease, circumstance of the return to school, assessment of anxiety disorders regarding COVID-19 vaccination, namely anxiety, perceived stress, post-traumatic stress disorders, and insomnia. To date, 51 students have been included, and the results discussed below are specific to this sample. The mean age was 22 years, with a standard deviation equal to 0.9, and students were aged between 17 and 29 years. 58% of participants were women, with a female-to-male ratio equal 1.42. The majority of students were from Houda, the capital of Eastern Morocco, and were studying at Faculty of Sciences in this city. More than 90% of students received the first and second doses. However, only 2% took the third dose. The majority of participants had a positive perception about the first and second doses of COVID-19 vaccine, yet more than half had a negative vision of the third dose. And vaccinated students have a good vision of about the first and second doses, but most of them are not agree with the third dose. Almost same results for unvaccinated participants, but this time with the negative perception. Most of them have a negative vision of the first and second doses and are 100% not agree with the third dose. The most frequent refusal reason was fear of vaccine side effects, with 75%. And protecting others and self-protection protecting were the most frequent as an exception reason. 47 participants took the first and second doses of vaccine, and Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine was the most frequent. Only one person received the third dose, and the vaccine was Pfizer-BioNTech. Fever, fatigue, and headaches were the most side effects. For anxiety disorders, we have a median for anxiety level. We have a median equal 5. Each item is scored in the scale we use. Each item is scored on scale of 0 to 4, with the total score range of 0 to 56. So we have here 5 indicates no anxiety. For perceived stress, we have here just 2, and that means that there is no stress. For post-traumatic stress disorder, we have here a median equal 16. It is recommended, the score recommended is equal 44 to detect a post-traumatic stress disorder in a general population. We have here just 16. For insomnia, we have a median equals 0. Each item in the scale we use, each item is scored on a scale of 0 to 4. We have here just 0. That means that there is no insomnia. In this study, most of participants show high acceptance of COVID-19 vaccine and a good perception of the first and second doses. However, 7% of participants refuse or hesitate to take the vaccine, and almost same level of acceptance and hesitancy rate were reported among students in Lebanon and China. Our acceptance rate seems to be more optimistic than those presented by students in some other countries, like Egypt and Jordan, but similar to Saudi Arabia and Italy. Different cultural backgrounds, teaching habits, government policies, social environments, and other potential factors may contribute to these differences. In our study, the most frequent reason for acceptance were the potential protection of others and self-protection. A Chinese study also showed that most of the participants who accepted to receive the vaccine indicated that the self-benefits motivated them to do so, followed by their perceptions of risks to others. A British study found that individuals often pay more attention to the interests of others than themselves. And other studies have also described these perceptions, that is, benefits to self and benefits to others, as equally important influencing factors. As such, it is possible that university students are more direct when dealing with emergencies and pay more attention to their safety. In our study, fear of side effects was the main reason to refuse COVID-19 vaccine. Previous studies have reported that the main reason for the hesitation of the COVID-19 vaccine was worry about its safety and side effects. For anxiety disorders, well, anxiety disorder can cause neurobehavioral disorders affecting an individual's ability to maintain attention, which reduces their sensitivity to the surrounding environment and their awareness to vaccination. Also affects people's attention to vaccines, leading to vaccine hesitancy. And this hesitancy worsened the epidemic, which creates a vicious cycle. Studies have reported that higher anxiety levels may prompt vaccination, but another study suggests that high anxiety levels are a barrier to vaccination. In our study, as we have a small sample, we cannot draw a conclusion about anxiety disorders, of course. Well, as a conclusion, our small sample reflects the high acceptance of COVID-19 vaccine among Mohammed First University students, and government authorities and schools can continuously improve students' awareness of vaccines and public health events, enhance their confidence, and promote vaccination thought, strengthening the popularization and the transparency of transmission of information, and adding professional psychological counseling courses. And thank you.